In the last video, I showed you how I was able to diagnose an engine issue on this 1997 Toyota Tacoma with the 2.4 liter 4-cylinder engine. The problem this truck had was it was shaking after restarting it with the engine warm. With my diagnosis, I was able to conclude that one of the fuel injectors were not firing properly due to heat of the engine. In this video, I will show you how I went about installing new injectors and taking the truck out on a road test to confirm the fix. Parts finally came in. These are 4 brand new fuel injectors. Here's the part number for it. And these are also genuine Toyota parts. And you may be wondering why I decided to go with a brand new injector set instead of aftermarket or a refurbished product or so on a 20-plus-year-old vehicle. And that's exactly it. It's because I want to use good quality parts on a vehicle that I know I won't have to worry about. This isn't a Chrysler product. This isn't a Ford, a Chevy, where you have to replace fuel injectors every other oil change. The original injectors on that Toyota lasted over 20 years. I've seen them last even more than that on some vehicles. I just want to go ahead and put these in even though they're expensive, but I know that they will last a very, very long time. I'll go ahead and start installing these in. And just going to pop the injectors in. And there we have it. Just gotta do that to all 4 of them. All of the injectors are in. So I'm just gonna bolt back up the fuel rail. Also, don't forget to plug in the wire for the injectors. So I just got the throttle body gasket off. And this is all what's left of it. It's really crusty. I had to use a screwdriver to carefully pry it off. But it just kind of breaks apart like that. It's a crusty crab here. Look how crusty it is. I'll be replacing it with this new part here. And before putting everything back, I'm just going to put the brand new gasket right between the throttle body and the intake manifold. I'm also just going to plug in a couple of the cables that I took off. There's a cable down here for the idle control valve, also for the throttle position sensor, and then just gotta put these nuts and bolts back. And I'll just put these hoses back. Make sure they go into the right places. All the hoses are back together now. The cables are plugged in. Now we just gotta put the air intake back on. With everything back together now, I'm going to go ahead and start it up. It might start up a little bit funny because it has to prime the fuel system. And of course, it's got cleaner in there too from the throttle body cleanup that we did. So here we go. The engine is sounding pretty good so far. The vehicle is still warming up at the moment. And once it does get up to operating temperature, I'll come back and revisit the short-term fuel trim, as it is a little bit on the rich side, because it's normal for a cold engine to like gasoline, so I'll come back and take a look at this once it's warm. Let's take it out for a test drive. Now that the truck is at operating temperature, the short-term fuel trim looks to be almost perfect. No hesitation when accelerating, that's good. Take it around the block a couple of times here. And after a short drive, short-term and long-term fuel trims are looking pretty good. No trouble codes, and everything else seems to be okay. Truck runs just fine, the engine sounds good, and it doesn't have any issues restarting on a warm engine. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if it helped you, go ahead and leave a like, comment down below, and thanks for watching.